Hey there. This is gonna be a further Amsterdemon redo. Now, the client actually wrote me back and they loved everything except for the guitar. They thought that the body style was a little blah, and I kind of agree. So, they sent me some really nice pictures of a flying V, and they told me to just kind of spruce it up, kind of make it fresh and fun, and that's what I'm gonna do. I did save the original guitar that I drew to another layer because I might want to use it again for another piece. I like it, but you know, the client didn't, so hey. There we go, I got the very basic shape of a flying V in there, just a little bit sloppy. Trying to clean up the lines, and I put a guide right there to make sure it's going to be symmetrical. And what I do with something like this is I usually just do one side. So right now I am just kind of roughing out the one side that I'm going to do, getting the basic idea of the shape, the very base body right there, and saying, okay, let's add some bat wings to that. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, oh, I like that. Just add a little bit of, ooh, yeah, got the veining in there, and that looks nice. So if you're hearing a sound in the background, that is actually because our sink exploded and the kitchen flooded again. And oh yeah, you gotta copy that layer and just put it up there, have a nice symmetrical guitar. So it exploded, and the plumber came in, took apart the water heater thinking that was the problem, and it wasn't. And so they rebuilt a new water heater in the closet. So now we don't have any closet space. And we still have a leaking kitchen, and they have a humidifier in the kitchen to try and get rid of all the water that's everywhere. So yeah, right there I got kind of a cleaner line, and got those bat wings, got them reflected on both sides. You just sort of copy, paste, and then flip horizontally. Yeah, there we go. Oof. You got to do that line work, and I am just going in with the pen tool, getting some nice, clean, beautiful lines going in. And just gonna go right up the middle, and there we go. So now we got sort of the basic shape. We can flip that on around to the other side and go ahead and make that guitar nice and crisp, clean, and there we go. So that's the very, very, very basic body of the guitar right there, and adding in the details on the guitar, the ribbing for the wings, the veining of the wings, taking a look at it. There we go. I like that. And I got kind of a split top, a little bifurcated top, little devil horns kind of thing. I thought that was kind of cute. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and going to do those little tuners on the side of the guitar, doing that with the pen tool. And just copy and paste each one of those, because I don't want to do them again, and I want them to all be relatively the same shape. So I'm just going to go through, do that. And that's kind of fun. And then I got to do actually that little section where the strings connect. Yeah, there we go, up and up and up, and there's 3 of them, and then they got like a little circle inside, so we just kind of copy paste the outer circle into the inner circle, and there we go. Yeah, and that's what's great with working with layers, is you can just copy your layer and you can just go ahead and put it there, and it saves you a lot of time. Though with a guitar there's all sorts of fiddly little bits that make it a little bit on the complicated side, which is it's frustrating, to be perfectly honest. I love to draw that kind of stuff. I love to draw things with like fiddly weird little widgets, and you know, if I didn't, I would just be like, no, your demon will be playing the maracas, or something easier to draw. I think maracas are probably pretty easy. There we go, you're cleaning up that line that was in the middle. If you remember, I copy and pasted the lines, so I just clean up that line that's still left over. And now we're starting to add all the musical making components. I am not a guitar player, as you, I think I've said that before. Yeah, don't play the guitar. I am not hip in any way. I do actually play the spoons, the jug, the saw, but I'm not great at the saw. I've heard some people who just like can wail on the saw, and I'm teaching myself to get better at that. Pretty much anything like in the junkyard kind of vein, that's my forte. I like to play spoons for my nieces, and I don't think my mom appreciates it as much as they do. Right there, I am just really roughing out the lines of where the strings are going to connect down on the bottom. Now, I made a big mistake here. I don't know if you can see it. If you're a guitar player, you probably can see it. That I'm going to have to clean up later, but that's fine because really at this point, I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not getting too crazy with the guides. I have the guides just to set like kind of where it begins and ends, but nothing too rigid. Just kind of, it's very flexible. Just moving it around, letting it take shape. And yeah, I'm not too married to anything. What's great about working digitally is that you can always just play around. You got that little widget arm thingy in there. I am going off of a picture of a guitar, so I am just trusting that what I am seeing in the picture are actually components that are used on a guitar and not just something that somebody slapped on there for the heck of it. So, well, if they are, hey, you know, as long as it looks cool. I think that's how it works. Yeah. So, and put in there, oh yeah, got that, and that's again copying one layer and then just duplicating it again. The rounded rectangle tool is really great because depending on where you set your radius, you can have it be almost like that pill shape that you see up there, or you can be that nice rounded clean rectangle. And so I think for the pill shape I usually set the radius at like 200 or so. For more of a rounded square like 20, and if I want it to be sort of boxy like the outermost square you see right there, but with still kind of a rounded edge, maybe like a 10. Putting those circles in there. Circles, yes. Alright, nice. So, yeah. And I do apologize to people who are musicians out there, like, you know, real musicians. I don't know the names of these things. Oh, those are frets though. I know that. Good for me. Alright. Now the frets are a little bit tricky because, oh yeah, I didn't like those. The frets are not necessarily evenly spaced. They have, I'm just looking at the picture and kind of trying to eyeball it, the distance apart that these frets need to be so that they can be in the right place. Now, I don't get it perfect here. And that's what's really great about working digitally is that I go through, I do my best at getting things clean and even and sort of nice looking. And then I can just take my work and I can add a little bit right there and stretch it on out. Just so, oh, farther, there we go. Oh, I like that. So yeah, all right. So of course that means that we have to amend a little bit of that veining that we put on there for the wings. We're going to lose that little M shape in the middle. But that's okay, because I think it's actually going to look cleaner without that. I think you still get the idea of the bat wings from the outside right here. And moving up, I just basically copied all those long rectangles down there and shortened them up, put it up there. Just to get all the components in place. Oh boy. Yeah, and I am just going through right here. I actually did not name my layers appropriately. That's really important. I was trying to find the line layer and separate it from the guitar layer. So that and I went back and I had to name it. So I just basically shut off all my layers and till I found the one that was working. So now here I'm going through and I am cleaning up the guitar layer so that it doesn't intersect with any of the musical type stuff that I put in there. Just cleaning everything up, going back and forth and just doing a little bit of cleaning, making everything a little bit nicer, a little bit more spruce. And I'm cleaning off the original line work so that it doesn't intersect with the guitar that I've just drawn. Cleaning up those frets. I use sort of a shift, just sort of shift drag or a shift click between 2 points to get a straight line a lot of the time. And sometimes it leaves like a little shadow line. Oh, went way too far on that. So I'm drawing in my strings, and I'm about to notice that I put in 7 strings. But yeah, they have 6. As far as I know. At least the one in the picture did. So I had to get rid of those strings. Luckily they're on another layer. And just go through and sort of delete one of those rectangles, delete one of those rectangles, move everything over so it's a little more adjusted. This little guy at the bottom, I just go through with my delete pen tool and kind of move all the shapes over. Kind of just go through and reshape it. It's real handy like that. It really very flexible, lets you move things around. And yeah, everything looks like it's in order. Okay, I'm happy with that. And just taking a look at everything around here, just making sure I like what I have, and I put in those 6 strings. And there we go. I'm really just doing shift between 2 points, and then to put those strings down there nice and straight. And yeah, that looks good. Alright. And okay, so now we got a little bit of cleanup to do on the wing. And I'm gonna, yeah, I collapsed all those layers into one. Now I'm just cleaning up the guitar where the guitar overlaps with the line work. And just seeing what I like there, what I want to be in front. Tried to freehand that veining in the wing, didn't like that, so went ahead and used the pen tool. It's pretty easy to use, but I just sort of bounce back and forth between what I like. I do a lot of freehand, and I don't use a lot of hotkeys. When I was in college, I learned how to do all of those, and I just didn't like it. So, okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you can hear over the humidifier in the background. I don't know, but you know what'd be really amazing is if you went ahead and checked out my websites and bought some art for me or became a Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and put those links up. Yeah, there you go, you know, because the links, they're nice. The actual links, the ones you can click on and go to, are going to be down in the bottom, down in the, oh gosh, what do they call it? That thing where they have all the information. Yeah, that thing. So you go ahead and you can click on those. Apparently there's a way that you can make links like clickable in this actual thing. I'm still teaching myself YouTube, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of share my work with you, and this is kind of slow going where you go back and forth between, you know, your client, and you just sort of do what they want, you sort of modify a piece, and you get it to where they like it. So I'm just trying to show you the process. So if you want to get some work done for me, or no, work done by me, then you can kind of see how things go along, what the process is, and you'll feel a little more comfortable. Okay guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope it wasn't too weird and rambly. Talk to you later. Bye.